Hey everybody, it's Garrett over here at Corporate Fitness Works. I'm over here at the Aspiria Fitness Center, and today I will be teaching a mobility and more formatted class. For today's class, you guys, equipment that I'm going to be utilizing, first and foremost, I'll be utilizing a bench today. Now this bench will basically act as a box. So if you guys have some type of elevated box about 1.5 feet to, I don't know, 3.5 feet tall, go ahead and grab that. If you guys don't, that's totally fine. You guys can just pay attention, see what I'm doing with that, and go from there. Additionally, I'll be using some weights. So these weights I'll be using are going to be more of the lower to moderate intensity, so you don't need to go too heavy today. And then also be utilizing some space here. I've got a cone to cone about 10-ish yards away. So I will be utilizing some space today, but if you guys don't have that available, that's fine. You guys can just utilize what you have available to you. And then lastly, I'll be utilizing a mat and then a kettlebell here. Like I said, if you guys don't have a kettlebell specifically, that's fine. Dumbbells should work just as well. And yeah, that'll be what we use for our equipment today, or what I'll be utilizing today. Like I said, you guys are going to change, adapt as we get into those movements, and I'll kind of highlight what you guys can substitute instead. But today's class, you guys, we're going to be focusing primarily on plyometrics. All right, if you guys have never been exposed to plyometrics, essentially what this is jump training. Okay, so plyometrics involves either bounding, jumping, any type of rapid force production, and this can be upper body and lower body, not just lower body specific. So it's typically integrated in a lot of athletic realms. So obviously improving vertical jump is something that plyometrics can definitely help with. But the great thing about plyometrics is it is beneficial for all groups, all populations, and all ages. So not only is it going to help athletes with sport performance, like increasing muscular endurance, muscular strength, coordination, but it's also going to help out those other populations with stability, joint stability, all that type of stuff, coordination, and helping out with those local joint areas, knees, hips, and then for upper body, kind of that shoulder joint area. So lots of benefits from doing plyometrics if you do them correct, if you're doing them the responsible way. Then it will be definitely a benefit to add these to your repertoire. So that'll be kind of the focus of today's whole video. Per usual, we're going to start off the first half of the class with a dynamic warm-up. So we're going to get stretched out, we're going to get our hips opened up, going to get those shoulders activated. All right, once we go through our dynamic warm-up, once we get through all of stretching everything out, getting our body nice and active, nice and mobile, then we're going to get into plyometrics. Okay, I'm going to go over a few different exercises, different movements that you guys can use in your plyometric training. Now when you guys are doing these plyometrics, all right, make sure that you guys aren't doing these type of days back to back, or just multiple times throughout the week in succession. All right, typically these workouts are very efficient because you're not able to do as much for as long. So you definitely need to make sure that you guys are being conscious of that and not doing this every day for your workouts. All right, so make sure you're giving yourself a little bit of space in between with these plyometric days. Oh gosh, there's a big spider. Ugh. Ugh. Oh gosh. Sorry guys, got a big spider I just killed. Oh, sorry buddy. Okay. All right, sorry about that. So back to plyometrics. We will be going over, we're going to be going over a total of 4 different movements today that you guys can add to your training. 3 of these will be lower body specific, and then we'll do 1 upper body that you guys can integrate to kind of get, like I said, all of those joint areas, kind of getting all of them going, improving muscular endurance, muscular strength, coordination, all of that good stuff. So that's kind of the benefits that can be provided. And it is an efficient workout because, like I said, you're not able to do this type of working out for that long period of time, because there is a lot of impact that your joints go through, okay? So yeah, that's what we got for today, guys. Grab that equipment if you don't have it already. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna get after it with our stretching, dynamic warm-up portion of this workout. So if you guys wanna go ahead and stand it on up, we're gonna start off getting those shoulders activated, all right? So we're gonna go ahead and go palms to the ground here. All right, let's start off with a small forward circular rotation with those arms. All right, as those shoulders start to get more activated here, guys, let's open up that range of motion. Make those circles a little bit bigger here. And let's go ahead, guys, open up that range of motion to its fullest. Get those shoulders rolling, get that full range. All right. Nice, guys. Next up, let's go palms facing the ceiling here. All right, let's still start off with those small circular rotations, but let's go with a reverse motion this time. All right, so going that opposite way, whichever way you were rolling those shoulders out. Same thing, guys. We're gonna go ahead and open up that range of motion a little bit bigger here. And we're gonna go ahead, guys, open up that range to its fullest. All right, nice, guys. Let's go ahead and get some arm swings in, arm hugs. Alternate which arm we have going over the top. Opening up that back here, opening up that chest. Good. Alrighty, guys. Upper body a little bit more warmed up here. Next up, we're gonna get that lower part of the body, that lower limb, and our spine here activated with the world's greatest stretch. All right, so here, guys, we're gonna start off in a high plank position, okay? I'm sure you guys have done this before if you've done this class with me, but here, we're gonna be bringing up that same foot up to that same hand, or as far as we can go with that, okay? Here, you guys, I want you to lean into that front knee, okay? Loading up that knee, loading up that ankle. If you need to, you can drop that back knee to the ground. All right, when you guys are doing that, you guys should feel that inner part of that leg, those adductors getting worked here, okay? Once you guys are leaning into that front knee, go ahead if you can, go down as far as you can, open up those adductors with that shoulder. All right, from here, guys, we're gonna open up, bring that hand, following with your head here up to the sky. Gonna open up that T-spine here. Once you guys have done that, bring that hand right back. Kick that foot back to that starting position, and we're gonna alternate that out, okay? All right, so each rep here should be about 4 to 6 seconds, okay? Really leaning into that front knee, going as low as you can, opening up those adductors, opening up that T-spine, bringing that hand to the ceiling, following with our head, with our nose and eyes, okay? And then we're bringing that hand back to that starting position, leg back. Okay, that'll be one rep. Let's go ahead, guys. Do 10 really quality reps here. Okay, alternating it out. All right, focus on the movement. Okay, focus on the shift. Go as low as you can. Really try to open everything up here. Bring it on back. Nice, guys. Okay, hopefully lower body, all right, in that T-spine, that thoracic spine area is feeling a little bit more stretched out, all right? Like I said, that is called the world's greatest stretch, simply because you're getting a lot of areas stretched out efficiently, okay? So adductors, ankle joint area, knees, getting those going. And then, like I said, upper body wise, we're getting that T-spine moving here, okay? All right, and hitting that core as well throughout, all right? It's a fantastic exercise to integrate before any type of workout, all right? Next up, we are going to get in some leg swings here, all right? So keep those adductors firing, all right? Here we're gonna do opening up in front of a wall here. So if you guys have a wall nearby, we're just gonna get our hands up on that wall, okay? Getting about a foot and a half away from the wall here. We're going to start off, first leg, opening up, swinging back and forth, all right? Making sure we're not kicking that wall. So really abducting, all right, yes, abducting away, all right? Then swinging it in front, okay, adducting. Go ahead, guys, we're gonna do 20 seconds each way, all right? So I'll give you a 3, 2, 1. We're gonna start off on that first leg, doesn't matter which one. Let's get our leg swings going here in 3, 2, 1. Let's get it, guys. All right, should be pivoting on that toe, opening up, crossing that leg. Hip flexor getting worked here. Stopping in 3, 2, 1. Let's go ahead and switch legs here, guys. Same thing, other leg. Open it up. Pivot on that leg. Pivot on that toe, I should say. Stop it in 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Whew. Alrighty, guys, those hip flexors should be working a little bit better now. Next up, we are going to do a kettlebell weight shift, okay? So like I said, if you don't have a kettlebell, that's fine. Just grab a dumbbell, okay? It'll work just the same, all right? Set up here. We're going to have one knee down, all right? And that other leg is going to be out about 90 degrees or 45 degrees, depending on how tight your hips are, okay, adjacent to you, okay? So if you can, 90 degrees here, foot facing out. If not, if that feels too uncomfortable, that's fine. Go ahead, move that leg a little bit up to make it 45 degrees. Same thing, that toe's kicked out, okay? Here, guys, we're gonna grab that kettlebell, all right? Weight here. Keep it more moderate, all right? You don't have to load it up too heavy, all right? But you do want to load it up enough to where you feel that weight really moving with you as you shift, okay? So the motion here we're going to go with is going to be a sink into that hip, all right? Holding, and as you hold, you should feel it in these adductors, feel it in the hips, all right? Keeping that torso upright, keeping that glute engaged. We're going to hold this shift for about 5 seconds. And then we're just pushing right back with that leg, coming back to that starting position. Okay? So that'd be 1 rep on this first side here. All right, let's go ahead, guys. Let's do 6 reps each side here with a 5-second hold into each shift. Okay? Like I said, if you guys need to start off with that 45-degree angle to make sure that we can really shift into that side, go ahead and do so. As you guys get more comfortable, you'll be able to move that leg even further back, all right? Open up that range of motion, all right? So let's get 6 reps each side. Like I said, about a 5-second hold here. All right, as you guys get more comfortable with this movement, you can move that foot out, getting lower and lower with that hold. Good, 2. 3. 4. 5. Let's get one more. And 6. All right, we're gonna flip sides here. Same thing here, guys. 5-second hold, 6 reps each way. I said, that exercise is going to be known as the kettlebell weight shift, okay? All right, so like I said, open up those hips there, okay? If you need to, 45-degree angle with that starting foot. Once you guys get more comfortable, you guys can move it back and back to add that range of motion, okay? All right, as far as sets and reps goes for that exercise, I would only recommend doing about 1 to 3 sets, okay? And as far as reps goes, you guys can go from anywhere from 4 to 8 reps, okay? With a 3 to 5 second hold, okay? All right, so yeah, hips opened up more, adductors, all right, feeling good, that inner part of the thighs. Next up, we're gonna get a little bit more dynamic here with this warm up, going into our lunge complex, okay? All right, so here, guys, I'm gonna be going back and forth about 10 yards, all right? If you guys have the space, you guys can go ahead, do it with me. If not, you can just do this exercise for however long that I'm doing for, so it'll be about 20, 30 seconds. All right, start off our lunge complex, guys. We're gonna do a forward lunge, all right? Down and back here, focusing on quality reps. Okay, so here we're linking the quads, glutes, hamstrings, those adductors, abductors, linking it all together, all right, with this forward lunge. Okay, so when you guys are doing this, focus on keeping that chest up, all right? When you guys are taking that big step out, make sure that that knee stays out, okay? Don't let it collapse in. Keep the glute nice and tight, nice and strong, all right? You guys can walk this out, like I said, down and back 10 or so yards, all right? And like I said, focus on quality reps here. Take your time. Complex is going to be the reverse lunge. The same things apply here. Chest up, all right, that front knee, keeping it out, okay? Big step every single time, guys. Make sure we're getting our balance, coordination here, all right? So you're going to have to focus just a little bit more than you did last time, all right? Just to make sure that we're not falling over backwards. Same thing, guys. We're going to go 10 yards, down and back here. Right, about 20 seconds or so. Okay, all right, guys. Next up in our lunge complex is going to be working that frontal plane. That's going to be doing with side lunges or lateral lunges. Okay, for this, guys, we're gonna start off every step of the way, kicking that leg out, all right? When you guys kick that leg out, make sure that our feet aren't too wide to where we really can't sink down at all, okay? Make sure you're in a comfortable position to where we're able to shift our hips back, sink down, shift to one side, shift to that other side, and then we're gonna flip it every time, okay? All right, make sure those feet aren't too close, too wide, find that sweet spot. Let's get it, guys, down and back here. Shift back, sink, sink, now we're flipping. Getting everything synced up. We're gonna keep that energy nice and high here, all right, with high knees and butt kicks, all right? So definitely more dynamic here, okay? All right, this is requiring more of that rapid force production, Okay, so here guys, we're gonna start off high knees, going down and back. All right, when you guys are doing these, all right, make sure that we're doing as many reps as possible between our 10 yards or between our 10 to 15 seconds. Okay, all right, I don't want you guys doing these high knees just running through. Okay, the whole goal here is that quick, rapid force production. Okay, so here we really want to focus on going as many as we can do in that time. All right, so high knees here, guys, obviously bringing those knees as high as we can, as quickly as we can. All right, make sure when we're doing these, we're bouncing on those balls of the feet, front part of that feet, all right, and we are dorsiflexing those feet each time, okay? So once you pop up, foot's coming up with you, okay? Replicating good running technique, all right? We're gonna go down and back 10 yards here, guys, all right? If you have the space, do it. If not, go about 20 seconds or so. And like I said, guys, quality reps here, okay? As many as we can do. Excellent. All right, guys. Next up, butt kicks. So same thing here. Instead of those knees coming out in front, those legs are coming to the back. All right, kicking. All right, so same thing here. Keep that torso upright. All right, as many steps as we can in that time. Don't go for speed. Go for reps. All right, keep that chest upright. Butt kicks down and back here. Make sure you guys are using those arms. All right. Nice, guys. Okay. Next up, we are going to continue doing our sprint running technique. What should I say? Sorry, lost my train of thought. We're doing those replicating movements. All right, so just reinforce that technique of sprinting, running. Okay, so we're gonna do A skips up next. Okay, A skips here. Gonna be different from high knees, okay? Because here, we're not doing nearly as many reps, and we're just focused solely on that technique. Okay, so that motion here is gonna be slowed down, all right? It's gonna be more like this, okay? So good technique, popping up, okay? Making sure we're driving with that knee, opposite hand up, cheek to cheek here, okay? That leg up, knee up, foot dorsiflex, okay? All right, so foot up, knee up, hip up, okay? Pop every step of the way. Like I said, go for reps here. We're going down and back, A skip. All right, get that technique down, get that rhythm. If you need to hop like this, hop, hop, hop. Let's go, guys. Get that reps in, get that knee up, hip up, cheek to cheek. Flip it around, coming back. Good. All right. Nice, guys. Next up, we're going to do that B skip. Okay? So here we're going to add that extension and pull through. Okay? So knee up, leg out, kicking through. All right? That landing spot should be right where that other foot is. Okay? So it's going to look like this, same rhythm. Pulling through, reach through, pull down. Okay, reinforcing that triple extension here, guys. B skips, all right? Same hop, same rhythm, okay? But here we're gonna add that leg extension and pull through, all right? Get into that rhythm here, guys. Down and back. Make sure we're going cheek to cheek on our upper body arms. Good. Going down, coming back. All right. Good work, guys. Okay. Last things we have here for our dynamic warm-up and mobility work here. Well, we got toy soldiers to kind of wrap everything up here. All right, toy soldiers down. We're gonna go inchworms back. Okay, so toy soldiers, kicking that leg up, opposite arm, opposite leg. All right, hitting those hammies here, hitting those calves. Inchworm on the way down. So walk those hands out, high plank position, tiptoe all the way up. All right, high plank, or I'm saying high plank at the top. All right, every step of the way, pick it up. Good, on the way back here, inchworms. Walk those hands out, hold, tiptoe as many steps as we can. One last time, getting those hammies going. Good, let's do one more. Okay, good. Alrighty guys, our mobility, dynamic stretching, dynamic warm-up is completed. All right, so definitely go through that. Like I said, if you guys want to get a more applicable warm-up stretch prior to any type of resistance strength-based training, definitely recommend going through that. Guys, definitely don't have to take as much time as I did. I definitely take my time with that. So you guys can skip through some of that if you would like to, use all of it. It's at your disposal. All right, but next up, guys, we're gonna go over 4 different plyo movements that you guys can integrate to help, like I said, with that muscular endurance, all right, muscular strength, coordination, joint stability, increase in joint strength, all right, and just overall a quality, efficient workout, all right? So use it sparingly, like I said, infrequently, about every other day or every other day in between. But we're gonna start off, guys, with a depth land and vertical jump, okay? So the depth land, I'm saying depth, D-E-P-T-H, the depth land is definitely that starting block of any plyometrics for the lower body that I highly recommend you guys first starting, establishing, getting the technique down before you do any of the other subsequent movements. Okay, this is number 1, gonna get your lower body engaged and ready for the proprioception or the impact of jumping down, absorbing that landing. So definitely want to integrate this first before you get into all these other ones, okay? But depth landing here, guys, we're gonna start off on a box, like I said, about 1.5 to 2.5 feet for this exercise off the ground. Okay, obviously the higher you're up, the more impact you're gonna have on those joints. So start off at a lower depth. If you guys are new to this, maybe a foot off the ground or so, okay? But here, guys, we're just gonna alternate stepping off with a foot, and as you step off, you're gonna land with both feet, okay, underneath those shoulders, all right? For the landing, if you're just doing a depth landing, you guys are gonna sit down, okay? But make sure you're absorbing the landing like so, okay? Whenever you guys are hopping down into any type of depth lands, all right, those arms are gonna be back into that loaded position. Chest is gonna be slightly down, but it's gonna be more in that active position, getting ready to explode up, all right? And obviously for our lower body, we wanna be in that nice quarter squat position, loaded up, ready to go, but making sure we're not sinking all the way down into a full squat. Okay, that's the first part, that's depth land, all right? And when you guys do this, make sure you have soft feet, okay? Not stomping down, but make sure you're absorbing softly, okay? All right, so adding that vertical jump is obviously gonna help increase that transition time between landing, vertical up, okay? So if you want to increase that vertical jump, if you want to add a little element of difficulty, you guys can add that depth land with the vertical jump, okay? So it's gonna be that same part of landing, but here, we're gonna quickly transition that into a vertical jump, okay? So quick transition down, land, hopping on up, sticking that second landing, okay? I'll do that again, depth land into a vertical jump, All right, remember, step off, okay? Body control, absorb that landing, quarter squat position, get ready to quickly explode up, okay? Because that's all about this exercise here, okay? It's quick transition, minimize ground contact time, get down, land, absorb, hop back up. Okay, so we'll do that again here. Landing, transitioning, absorb that landing, stick that second time through. Okay, all right. So that's that first exercise that I wanted to go over, depth land into a vertical jump. Okay, as far as sets and reps goes for this, I would recommend starting off your plyo work with some type of depth land, doing anywhere from 2 to maybe 4 sets, and sticking and stepping off about 2 to 5 times off each leg. Okay, so about 4 to 10 reps total, 2 to 4 sets. That would be a good recommended sets and reps for that. Okay, all right. Second exercise that we're gonna the second, third, and fourth exercise that we're gonna go over here, or I'm sorry, second and third exercise I should say, are gonna be exercise that you guys can add weight with. Okay, obviously that last one you can add weight with as well, but I would recommend, like I said, just starting off with that exercise being body weight. Okay, as you get more used to it, you can increase that height, add some weight to add a little bit more weight, okay, to the landings, joint impact, all that stuff. So that's definitely recommended as you progress. But these ones here you could start off with, if you would like, with some weights. Okay, so the second exercise I'm going to go over here is going to be a seated box jump. Okay, seated box jump here, guys, this is exactly what it sounds like. Okay, you can have weight to the side here or in a goblet hold. Okay, so either at the sides or here in this goblet hold position up here in the middle. All right, here you're about a foot off of your box step. Okay, and here we're just hitting a squat until you feel that box underneath. All right, and then you're quickly exploding up through the toes. Okay, so I'll demonstrate that one more time. Nice and slow down, hitting that box, and then you're quickly transitioning up, absorbing that landing. Okay, that's the second exercise here, guys. Obviously, this is going to be a bilateral option you can use for plyometrics. Okay, bilateral meaning you're using both legs simultaneously. Okay, not in like a staggered position or unilateral position. But this is going to increase all of that lower body rapid force production. Okay, this is a nice one that you guys can use with weights, like I said. As far as sets and reps here, you guys can go a little bit higher up in the reps. Do anywhere from 2 to 4 sets, okay? And I would recommend anywhere from 6 to 12 jumps per set, okay? And with all of these exercise, guys, definitely tend to go either body weight or lower on the weights, as opposed to just a regular strength session, okay? Obviously, a lot of jumping, a lot of higher impact on the joints, and surrounding muscle areas. This is going to be a lot for them if you guys haven't done any work like this before. So make sure you're not overloading, okay? Go lighter to start, okay? Especially if you're doing higher reps, okay? Go body weight or just minimal weight for that. And then as those sets, reps come down, you guys can load it up a little bit more, go higher up on the box, all that type of stuff to kind of vary your sessions up, okay? But definitely start off lighter, and definitely try to be safer on the safer side as opposed to loading it up a little bit more. Okay, so that's the second exercise, seated box jumps. All right, like I said, set those hips back, feel that box underneath, explode up simultaneously, and get that toe extension as well. Get those calves going. All right, third exercise that I'm going to go over here for our plyometrics is going to be a split leg position or a split squat position, plyo jumps. Okay, so starting spot here, guys, we're going to be in this staggered stance, okay? All right, front foot all the way on that ground, back foot elevated here. We're going to have that front foot, all right, on the ground, back heel elevated off the ground, all right, like a traditional split squat position, okay? Here, guys, this exercise is going to be very beneficial for strengthening both legs, all right, without any type of compensation. So this is definitely one that I would highly recommend, especially if you are into any type of athletics, all right? It's definitely going to help out with that sport performance, making sure that we're keeping everything symmetrical on both sides, okay? All right, so for these guys, all right, You're going to basically just go down as low as you can go. Now you don't have to go all the way down to the ground, okay? But going down into that athletic position, all right? And then we're exploding up from that position, landing back in that position, okay? So for these guys, you can definitely increase that rapid force production, all right? Going quicker and quicker with these ones, all right? And as far as sets and reps would go, once again, you guys can do about 2 to 4 sets for these, okay? And I would recommend doing anywhere from 4 to about 8 to 10 reps, okay? Since it is a single leg exercise or a unilateral exercise, you guys don't need to do, 12 to 15 reps per side here. You can just keep it at that 6 to 10, 6 to 12 rep range, okay? Same thing, if you're doing those 10, 12 reps per leg, make sure you're doing body weight or lower on the weights, okay? Vice versa, if you do lower, if you get better with this, if you get more comfortable, you can go for those lower reps, heavier on the weight, okay? But there is a spot where basically you're training more strength-based than anything, so definitely make sure that you guys are taking everything into consideration as far as the sets, reps, and loading up that weight, okay? Because at the end of the day, this is an exercise that's built, this is a training style that's built to up that metabolic intensity, up that heart rate. It is very cardio intensive, okay, so don't forget about that. Don't forget that when you're adding weight, all that type of stuff. So the fourth exercise that we're gonna go over here, guys, is gonna be that upper body plyo exercise that you guys can integrate, and that's gonna be plyo push-ups, okay? If you guys haven't done plyo push-ups before, all right, this is a great exercise for creating that upper body explosiveness that we tend to lack, especially when we're not doing any type of plyometrics for the upper body, okay? So here, guys, it's just gonna be basically what it sounds like, explosive push-up. If you guys wanna make it as intense as possible, you guys can do this from the ground, okay? Hopping up, just like so, all right? If you guys want to, you guys can add, a little push-up, clap in between to make it just that much more difficult, all right? But vice versa, you guys can make it a little bit more easy for you by raising it into a bench plyo push-up or an incline plyo push-up, okay? This is what I would recommend for anybody that's just getting into this exercise. It's gonna make you be able to do this exercise a little bit easier, okay, with that elevation, all right? The focus here, guys, is making sure we're keeping those arms, those hands at that chest level, okay? Exploding up, and if you can, getting that full extension with the fingers, okay? So coming all the way down, pressing, exploding up, every single rep, all right? So yes, same thing here, guys, reps, sets. I would recommend 2 to 4, 2 to 5 sets here. Same thing that I've been recommending, about 8 to 12, 6 to 12 reps for this exercise, okay? Definitely building that chest, building that explosiveness, definitely needed, all right? Very sport performance based, definitely gonna help out, all right? So those are those 4 movements that I would recommend you guys integrating with your plyometrics, okay? Like I said, start off with that depth land, really get used to the absorption, the proprioception of stepping off of something and landing, okay? Because not only is this gonna be applicable to our sports, to our training, but it's also gonna be applicable to our just daily living, okay? Countless times, we lose our balance, lose our coordination, and this is what it's gonna help us out with those uncertainties, with those types of incidents. So definitely try to integrate this into your guys' training if you do not think that it is applicable to you. It certainly can be and certainly will be. All right, next up, guys, we're gonna do a little core finisher here, nothing too crazy. We're just gonna do 3 exercises here, okay? All of it's gonna be time-based. As far as equipment that I'll be utilizing, I'm just gonna be using 3 sets of dumbbell, 3 dumbbells. All right, so grab 3 if you have them. If not, just grab a weight, grab something, okay? All right, we're gonna start off in a high plank position, doing what I like to call plank assembly line, okay? So we'll have all of our weights to a side, or whatever you guys have for weights to one side, okay? You're gonna be on the other side of it, high plank position, And here, we're gonna be doing a reach through, pull across. So reaching through, grabbing that weight, pulling it across, reset those hands every time, okay? We're gonna bring all those weights over to one side, okay? Then we're gonna move them right on back, all right? That's what we got here for this first exercise, plank assembly line. Second exercise we're gonna do, we're gonna hit that low part of the core, all right? Hit those hip flexors with flutter kicks, okay? Third exercise, what we'll be wrapping up everything, is going to be a Russian twist assembly line. Okay, so same idea as the high plank position, only we're going to be in a boat pose position. All right, so boat pose position, move those weights over in a Russian twist position. All right, and then we're just gonna move them on back. All right, like I said, guys, we're only gonna do one round here, and with some core work. Let's get it tightened up. Let's get ready to go. We got plank, move the weight here to start. We got this for 45 seconds. Let's get it here in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Stop it in 3, 2, 1, and stop. All right, flip it on over to your back side. Next up, we've got flutter kicks. All right, 35 seconds on the clock. Get those legs up. If you guys' hip flexors are too tight, we're just keeping those legs off the ground about 6 inches. All right, 35 seconds here. Let's go in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Ten seconds. Stop it in 3, 2, 1, and stop. Alrighty guys, quickly roll on over into that boat pose position. Get those weights to one side here. Alright, however many you have. Last thing we got, Russian twist assembly line. If you can, keep those legs up. If you can't, just have those heels slightly touching on the ground here. All right, make sure we're controlling that weight from side to side. Last thing we got, 35 seconds on the clock. Let's get it here in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Stopping in 3, 2, 1, and stop. Whew. Alrighty guys, good work today, all right? Way to get after it, okay, with a little bit of mobility work, right? Getting nice and stretched out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed a little bit of our dynamic warm-up. Hopefully you guys got a little bit out of that plyometric section, okay? Like I said, on any type of plyometric training day, you can integrate cardio, strength-based movements after the fact, all right? But just always be aware of what you did for that plyo work, all right? In general, plyo work should never go, longer than, I would say, an hour, hour and a half, all right? It's just not that type of training, okay? In general, it shouldn't really ever get near that, okay? It typically will only last, I would say, anywhere from 8 to 30 minutes is like a good plyo training session, depending on what you're doing. Obviously, if it's a solely plyo day, it could go 45 minutes. Heck, it could go an hour depending on what you're doing. But in general, guys, be conscious of all of that, okay? Don't go too hard, too quickly. If you're not used to all of that impact, the joints will definitely respond like so. So make sure you're being safe with it. Hopefully you guys got a little bit out of that. But if you guys did, please be sure to like, comment, all right? Subscribe to our channel, share with your friends. We always appreciate anybody finding out about us. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys are doing well and staying safe. Until next time, guys, take care. We'll see you in the next video.